You can still make money in 2025. Yes, we are entering the fourth quarter of the year, which is the last 3 months of the year, and you might be wondering whether you have done or achieved anything in 2025 and whether you can still catch up to achieve your financial goals. Here are 6 high demand businesses that you can still start in 2025 that are less crowded, more practical, and highly profitable. The first business that you can still consider for 2025 is pet services. And with pet services, we are seeing more and more young professionals nowadays that are keeping pets apart from like family homes. And these are people that are quite busy with their work schedule and they are also busy with their social lives. Young people have like whole social calendars, but they do love their pets and they are keeping pets and they are more than willing to pay for somebody who can offer them pet services. So you can offer to train their pets, you can offer to groom the pets, and also walking services for their pets. This is a good business because it's low cost for you to get started and it's also less competitive. However, it's a business that requires you to be reliable and to be trustworthy. And some of the success tips that you can take into this type of business is for you to offer packages. Maybe you can offer a monthly dog walking package, for instance, or you can offer a monthly package that has 1 grooming, maybe 2 walks and something else. It depends. And you can advertise your business in residential neighborhoods as well as pet shops and vet clinics, because these are some of the areas where you can easily find customers who are interested in that kind of service. Of course, you still have your social media pages and WhatsApp groups and all those types of places where you can reach out, but going direct to where the customer is can also assist you so that you can grow your business. And before we go to the second one, hi, welcome back to the channel. And if you are new here, my name is Les, and on this channel I talk about personal finances as well as wholesome living to help you achieve financial freedom and design a life that you love. If that sounds good to you, hit the subscribe button. I share weekly videos on money and building wealth. You can also check out the links in the description box where I share my free zero-based budget template and my credit tracker, and you can access these for free on my website. The second business that you can still start in 2025 is second-hand furniture and appliance refurbishing. You can start a business where you buy low, buying from people who are moving and might not have enough space to keep all their furniture and all their appliances, so they are willing to sell it off cheap to somebody who can take them. Or you are buying from people who are upgrading from their current furniture and current appliances to new items. You will find that some people, when they move to a new place, they don't want to take the old stuff with them and they are willing to sell it off for quite cheap. So you buy low and you sell high, you refurbish, you clean up, and you sell it higher to the next person who might be in need. And for this type of business, you can focus on students, young professionals, and of course, young families also, who might not want to spend so much money acquiring new items, but they would rather go for something that has been used, but it has been touched up or refurbished and it's in a good state that they can add to what they already have. This is a nice business because it has high profit margins. Think of buying a damaged fridge that you buy maybe for 1.5 and you fix it up and you sell it to another person for a 3,000. That is a nice high profit margin, and there is always demand for appliances and for furniture, especially for second hand. Not a lot of people can afford to buy new items, but you also find those who can afford, but they are not willing to spend money on new items. Furniture is very expensive, and if you can find a good item that has been refurbished, it's also as good as new. Even though this business has high profit margins and has high demand, there is also a requirement for you to have transport and to have storage. So if you do not have transport or storage, it might be a bit difficult for you to do this type of business. And maybe storage is not an issue. You are maybe doing it from home and you have a bit of space in the backyard or another room, or you can put up a structure at the back of the house. But for transportation, you can actually partner with somebody who has a transportation business, like those guys who move people month end when people are moving, and you can see how you can share the profits with each other if you do not have a car. One of the best places you can market this type of business is on Facebook Marketplace and WhatsApp groups. A lot can be done from WhatsApp groups. So join different WhatsApp groups and start posting what you are selling, and you'll be amazed at how many customers you actually get from those groups. The fourth business that you can still start in 2025 that is less crowded and highly profitable is mobile car services. And with this one, people do not want to spend a lot of hours in a queue at a car wash, especially women. And I'm one of those women. I'm one of those people. I do not feel comfortable spending so much time at the car wash. I don't even like going to the car wash. I feel like maybe car washes are more of a social setting for men to sit and chat with each other and talk about whatever men talk about. But especially for ladies, it can be very uncomfortable. But at the same time, you can also use that time for something else. Let me, for instance, you wash your car on Sundays, but Sundays are also the day that you wash your hair or you do other household admin. Then you would rather have somebody offering you an on-site service where they can come and wash your car in the comfort of your own space while you are busy using your time for other things. Even rest. You might also just want to rest and do nothing while somebody else is taking care of keeping your vehicle clean. And with this type of business, you can add some extras. For instance, you can add car polishing, you can add tire checks, you can add other small maintenances that you can do for people as an addition to the washing that you are providing. Now, this business is an easy entry, so it's very easy for you to get started, and it's easy for you to succeed also because there is always demand from people who do not want to drive to car washes and stay there for hours waiting for the car to be washed. But it also requires you to have water and transport solutions. So if you have a bakkie, for instance, you might have to get your bakkie fitted for specifically to have a water tank and other things that are needed for you to do this type of business. With this one, you can consider selling packages like a monthly car wash package where maybe you do 4 washes. Whether it's during the week, you can come to the person's office, or it's during the weekend where maybe you can come to their home. But people are willing to pay for that kind of service so that they do not have to worry about driving to the car wash. And with this one, you can easily get clients from gated communities and apartment complexes, and you might not even need to advertise the business, because once you show up at a certain gated community and they see you working on one car, they themselves will actually walk up to you and ask, what services do you provide, how much, when can you come? And that can be another easy way of getting customers instead of you having to run social media adverts and other types of client acquisition methods. The fourth type of business that you can still start in 2025 is local tourism experiences. And here you want to highlight the hidden gems or show the hidden gems to the tourists, be it local tourists, be it international tourists. And you want to go super niche. For instance, if you are in Windhoek, you can come up with a Kapana experience in Windhoek, and you take your tourists or your clients to specific Kapana vendors that you know they are the ones who does the best, the softest meat, the best meat, and the best customer service. And once they have bought their Kapana, you know exactly which person or table to take them to sit and have drinks and other things. So you give them that really authentic Kapana experience. This is a great business because it's low cost for you to start, and it also has a high growth potential. You can really grow with these types of businesses. The only thing is that it can also be quite seasonal, especially if your focus is just on international tourists. We know, like in Namibia, there is a high influx during our winter months, and then there is a bit less numbers when it comes to the warmer months. But with these types of business, you do not want to only focus on international tourists. You can also focus on local ones. Let's say, for instance, you are in Katima in the Zambezi region. Show us the best parts of Katima. Show us those hidden gems, those experiences that will really give us an authentic, where you have really gotten that essence and that authentic of what the Zambezi region has to offer. So a lot of people will book those who are not from that area. It's not just about the international tourists, and once they are not there, your business is quiet. And one of the reasons why this type of business has high growth potential is because a lot of people nowadays, when they travel, they are opting out of using big companies for tours. They want to go with a guide, and that guide is able to give them a more personalized experience, and their schedules are a bit much more flexible compared to the bigger companies who just shove a whole lot of people in a tour bus, and sometimes you cannot even say, let's stop here, I want to take pictures, because you are on schedule, and they are not always very flexible for you to be able to do other things or to pivot your tour as you need. And the fifth business that you want to start in 2025 is elderly care and errand services. Especially for middle income to high income families, they are willing to pay for people who can assist them with the care of their parents or their grandparents. And nowadays, more and more elderly people are opting out of going to care facilities, especially if they don't have special conditions that require constant care from somebody. They would rather remain in their own homes. But we know with age, it becomes a bit difficult for them to run their errands, for them to go for grooming services, and all of this. So you can actually offer a service where you can say, okay, I can come in for companionship, maybe for an hour. I sit with the elderly person, we can chat and play games and whatever it is that they are interested in for that 1 hour, you are with them. Or you can provide grooming services where you can come, you cut their hair or wash their hair, do their nails, clean up their feet and all of that. Or you can also just come and say, okay, I am here, I'll go and run your errands for you. Maybe there's a water bill that needs to be paid in person or whatever, or it's a grocery run where they give you their shopping list and you go to the shops and bring them whatever it is that they need. People are willing to pay for these types of services. And this is a business that currently does not have a whole lot of competition. So you want to get in and build up your trust. You need to be trustworthy, you need to be reliable, and you need to have good character. And this is another business that you might not even need to advertise. Once you provide these services to 3, 4, 5 families and they are happy, they will tell other families, they will tell other people in the similar age groups, and that is how you actually get to acquire a lot of your clients through word of mouth. On the downside, because reputation is key with this type of business, if you mess up, it can also spread like wildfire in those communities, and no one will no longer want to work with you. So make sure that you uphold the highest standards of ethics and professionalism, and you are reliable, and your character does not become questionable, so that you can really provide that care and you can make money while you are at it. The sixth and last business that you can start in 2025 is solar energy solutions. Now you might be thinking, why solar energy? We have electricity. Yes, we have electricity, but the electricity costs keep rising. It keeps going up. And a lot of people are opting now for solar power instead of them just focusing on the main grid. Some wants to maybe only convert certain parts of their home to be on solar, or maybe it's only their geyser to be on solar, but some people want the whole full setup. Others only want it for backup, or to have batteries that can be used for backup, and lamps and things. So you have a whole lot of options that you can provide as services or as products to your customers. And with this type of business, you can have some of your target is on the people who are in the cities and towns. Then you can also have services for rural areas, especially areas where there is no electricity access. We know, for instance, in Namibia, some of the rural areas, when you go and you want to pull electricity from the nearest place that has electricity, they will quote you 200,000. Now, where will you get 200,000 to pay that entity to bring electricity to your house? So this is now where people will rather opt for solar, which is much more affordable. And you want to get on this type of business because it's a growing market with low competition at the moment, but there is high growth potential. You really have potential to make so much money, also because you get a lot of repeat customers. However, this type of business requires you to have technical knowledge. Please don't just go out there and start this business when you do not have any technical knowledge. If you really want to do it and you do not already have that knowledge, get some form of training so that you can understand the products that you are offering and the services that you are offering, so that you do not end up going to people's homes and burning their homes because you don't know how to make all the connections and things. And nowadays with businesses, you can partner up with people who are technical, and you just remain on the operational side of things, where you are doing client acquisition, you are arranging for installations, you are the one quoting and all these things. Then you have a person that maybe went to NEMT or VTC or these people who are in the technical field, who can then come in and do the actual installation for you, and you guys have a partnership agreement, and that agreement also stipulates how you are sharing the profits of the business. And to really succeed with this one, you want to start small and then you scale up as you go. You can even just start with solar powered batteries and spotlights and those kind of things, especially for the rural areas, and then from there you can now build on to say, okay, now I can come and do a full installation for you, now I can come and connect your geyser for you, now I can come and do this and that and that. So you don't have to start big. You can start small and build up also as you are learning and listening to your clients of what do they need, so that you do not just buy bulk items and they sit in your warehouse but it's not what your customers want. So it's not too late to still make money in 2025. These 6 businesses can help you boost your income for 2025. They can help you pay off your debt, put more money towards your savings, and put money towards your big investment goals. And the key is for you not to try and start all these businesses at once. Pick one which aligns with your values, with your skills, with your experiences, and also with your interests, and you try it and see how it goes. Give it 3 to 6 months and see how it goes. Then from there you can see whether you are still continuing with it or maybe you want to try out a different one. Let the market inform you, because how people will react to the product or to the service will determine whether for you to continue or for you to pivot or for you to completely throw in the towel and say, look, I have tried this thing, it didn't work, now I am going to something else. So go ahead and get started right away with any of these 6 businesses. Since we are going into the last quarter of the year, which is October, November, and December, I'll be doing mini video series for these 3 months, where each month will have its own theme and of course its own videos, because I want us to end off the year very strong. So if this is something that interests you, subscribe to the channel and put on the notification bell so that you can follow the series. Until next time, my name is Les, and here is to us achieving financial freedom together.